Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to bring you a tutorial of a set of cards that I made a while ago now for a blog hop, and we had to sort of step it up. So I've used the lovely Penguin Playmates DSP, which is free with celebration, which ends at the end of this month. So if you want it, you need to get it fast. So that was quite a simple card. I just cut a card mat sized, lobbed it off there at about a third of the way, turned the bottom, stuck a sentiment on, a few gems, and then I stepped it up by doing the same thing but making the mat smaller so that I could mat and layer it like so, and popped the sentiment up using dimensionals and using a punch there to sort of layer it. That's the lovely label, pick a punch. And then to step it up further, I went completely different, cut my mat, cut out a scene from it, layered it behind a die there, and fussy cut so that I could sort of decoupage on top. So I'm gonna more or less just do this one really, because these are, I think, are quite self-explanatory. But the reason why that one worked as the scene was because I was able to decoupage it on to the top so that I could take that scene. I fussy cut that image out to stick on top, but I haven't got enough of it left. So we're gonna do something the same but different. So I've got these little bits of scraps, and what I've done is I've taken these don't really form seams. These ones are quite big actually. These are sort of smaller, sort of similar size, but it doesn't form a seam. So I've just sort of cut down that sort of edge there. You can see sort of how much I took off, and I've cut out these here, but they wouldn't decoupage on to make a scene. So I thought, well, we'll do something slightly different. Okay, when I cut up that way, you've got two of each, and you could sort of get two of each again, but I thought I might use the back, but then I looked at the back and I didn't really like it for what I'm doing. I prefer the backs of these, so I'm going to do a little bit of a mixy matchy with these and sort of show you how I kind of saved a bit of paper whilst doing it. Got a bit of a scrap there, saving all my scraps because that's how I roll. So I thought what we'd start with is cutting down some card mats sizes. So I'm gonna double layer. So my card mat for my second layer there is 5 3/8. So I'm gonna cut down to 5 3/8. And then I've got this bit, then I can still cut out those quite easily for another project. So we're going to cut this down here to 3 5/8. That's my mat size. So going to be using it that way. I've got that left ready to use other things, and then I'm going to do the same on this. I absolutely love this side. I think it's gorgeous, so I'm going to do exactly the same to get my mat. Again, I've got lots of those I can cut out, and that's my mat done. I'm going to do 2 at the same time. Okay, so if we bring in the card here, so what I did was, that's the layer, and I used the stitch rectangle to cut out the center, so that I just used one mat on this, and the rectangle I used, if we count them in, was, yeah, it was number 4, and it does layer quite nicely inside the stitched, scalloped, what they're called, scalloped contour dies. So the second biggest one is what I used for that. So what I'm going to do is cut that out of the middle of both of these, and then I'm going to swap them round. That was my thoughts. And then cut this out of a Misty Moonlight mat, and because Misty Moonlight's in both of them. So I'm going to cut 2 mats of Misty Moonlight. So that's the 5 5/8. So we go 5 5/8 that way. And then 3 7/8 that way. Cut 2 of those. That's our card mats. And then again, a paper saving exercise. We can cut that mat out of this, because that will then stick on top and cover up the hole that you've just made. So that's what we're going to do with both of those. So I'm going to get those die cut out now. So there they are, all cut out. So I've got some thick basic white card bases here. They're just a sheet cut in half, scored in half. And so we're going to layer one of them, one of them, one of them. Going to change to the other one of them, and then group these together. Now we can go like so, or we can have the big one in the middle. And I really like the sentiment there: be cool, be chill, be merry. And that's from the stamp set. So I just cut it up. There are the other sentiments there, to the coolest friend ever, so it doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be a birthday card, it could be a thank you card, and then we've got I like you a lot'll. It's like a little except a lot. That's quite cool. So yeah, there are options. Now I did have a thought when I was cutting it. My thoughts were that this one, my thoughts were maybe if I cut these in half and switch them over, that might look quite nice. That was a thought I had on doing that. So I think I will. Once I've committed myself, I have to sort of do it. So I just thought, especially if I'm going to sort of go up that way, thought it might make a nice effect, something a little bit different. So of course we have to do both of them, and then they'll mat together. I did then think, oh, I could do the outside mat as well, but I'm not sure about that. So I'm always thinking on my feet. I prepare something and then I just go rogue. There we go. And then we could have the sentiment there. And then this one. Where's the other half? Over there. Quite like it that way. And then, oh, that is the same way, isn't it? Let's flip it round and see what it will look like that way. Yeah, that's the only difference you've got, Jez. Doing it like that. It's just a little bit different, or we could ignore the fact that we could just have that go in a different way. I quite like that, and I think the sentiment there will look good. So I think we will do it that way. So the next thing to do is the sentiment. So we had a little bit of cardstock there, so we can stick that on there, no problem. Didn't get it out ready, so there we have it. I think Be Cool, Be Chill, Be Merry is nice. Don't know where my long, that's probably still packed somewhere. I haven't quite unpacked, but I thought I'd unpacked all my blocks, but anyway. Oh, I know, so it's got some things mounted on, so I want this twice. So once there, once there, and then we want some white embossing powder. That's white. You can of course do other colours. I could have picked out any of those. I was just about to say the colours and I suddenly thought, oh, it's Fresh Freesia, Just Jade. What's the light green? Is it soft sea foam, I think? So could have done any of those colours. I've just gone with Misty Moonlight. So we're just going to give that a little blast with the heat gun. There we have it. So that's done. And then I'm going to take my long scissors. Just going to slant that. There, slant it that end, and then I use my long scissors just in one swoop. Go straight, and then we'll just cut across there. Like so, and then basically these are going to go be cool, be chill, be merry. And I think if they're going on blue, they might need a little bit of white behind, because they are looking a little bit lost there, I feel. Let's just see what it looks like on the other colour. If I do it this way, that's less lost. And it's about which one I like best, really. So let's get rid of all these scraps. Might be able to do something with that one. I like. I'm going to chuck these ones though. I am going to chuck these ones. Right, so I think I'm going to do a little bit. So I've got a white strip here. I can stick these down and then cut it with a mat. Just stepping it up a bit further now. You can see a little bits of the dots, so I might cut that a bit closer. Get rid of that. That one. So they need sticking down, so a bit of Tombow. And I'm going to stick it so it's close to the bottom edge, so I only have to cut one side. Trim that a little bit more, so get rid of the dot on that. Got rid of a bit of the owl there as well. Be fine. Leave enough space. Try and be clever, so that's one cut between the two. I haven't cut very much of the L off actually, looking at it. There we go. And then cut that end off there. And then cut down there. So we've got a nice straight edge border. And then cut there. Cut there. And now that's standing out a bit better. Yeah, that was worth doing. I just want to trim that a little bit more. Right, let's see what it looks like on this. I might want to do it this side as well. No, because it's got the white there, so we'll leave it at that. So it's just a matter of sticking these all down. Going to trim that a little bit. Get rid of the dots I can see. So what I did was I popped the characters up on dimensionals and I popped the sentiment up. So I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to do this speeded up for you though. And there they are finished. I did the other one off camera because it's exactly the same. I just changed the order at which I put them. So that was the original card, and that's how it looks different because I couldn't decoupage on top there. And then we have some simpler versions there. So hope you liked that. I hope that's given you some ideas for using this lovely DSP that's free. Oh, I did add some rhinestones there to finish it off, so you can do that if you want. I haven't done it on these. So there'll be links down below to everything I've used. The DSP is free with a £45 order, but only until the end of September. So do take advantage, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.